The moon loomed overhead, casting an eerie glow over the desolate landscape as I pulled into the gas station. The flickering fluorescent lights buzzed ominously, illuminating the abandoned cars scattered across the cracked pavement. An eerie silence hung in the air, broken only by the faint whisper of the wind through the barren trees. As I stepped out of my car, a shiver ran down my spine. The gas station looked like a relic from another time, its paint peeling and windows cracked. The rusty sign creaked in the breeze, barely readable as Pineview Gas. Reluctantly, I approached the ancient pump, its nozzle trembling in the wind. The air grew colder with each passing moment, and a deep sense of unease settled in my gut. Something was not right about this place, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I glanced around, hoping to see another human presence, but the emptiness was suffocating. Shadows danced on the ground, distorting the broken concrete beneath my feet. I tried to shake off the sense of foreboding, reminding myself that I needed fuel to continue my journey. As I reached for the pump, a sudden rustling noise came from behind me. My heart raced as I turned, expecting to see another customer or perhaps an employee emerging from the dark corners of the gas station. Instead, I found myself staring into an empty abyss, the darkness seemingly swallowing everything in its path. Uneasy, I turned back to the pump, my hand trembling. The moment the nozzle touched the fuel tank, an ear-piercing screech echoed through the night, jolting me back. The nozzle seemed to vibrate with a sinister energy, pulsating as if it had a life of its own. The hairs on the back of my neck stood on end, and a feeling of dread washed over me. Frantically, I tried to release the pump, but it clung to my hand like a vice. Panic gripped my chest as I fought against the force that held me captive. With a final desperate tug, I managed to wrench my hand free, stumbling backward in shock. That's when I saw them, ghostly figures emerging from the shadows. Their eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and their transparent forms shifted and swirled in the darkness. They circled me, their whispers growing louder, filling the night with their haunting presence. Fear gripped me like a vice as I realized I had stumbled upon a place trapped between the realms of the living and the dead, a liminal space where lost souls roamed, forever trapped in their torment. The gas station had become a gateway to the afterlife, and I had unwittingly stepped into their domain. In a desperate attempt to escape, I sprinted towards my car, the ethereal figures following in relentless pursuit. With shaking hands, I fumbled for my keys, praying that the engine would roar to life. Finally, the car sputtered to a start, and I peeled out of the gas station, leaving behind the apparitions and the horrors that awaited those who dared to linger. As I sped away, my heart pounding in my chest, I vowed never to return to that forsaken gas station, forever haunted by the memory of that night and the ghostly inhabitants that lurked within its decaying walls. Weeks had passed since my encounter at the haunted gas station, but the memory remained etched in my mind like a deep scar. Sleep eluded me, plagued by nightmares of spectral whispers and ghostly apparitions. Determined to find answers and put my restless mind at ease, I delved into research about the gas station's dark history. Legend had it that the gas station had once been a gathering place for a cult, practicing dark rituals and sacrificial ceremonies. They worshipped ancient gods and performed unspeakable acts that tainted the very land upon which the gas station stood. The cult's leader, a sinister figure known as Malachi, had disappeared mysteriously, leaving behind a wake of terror and a gateway to the netherworld. Driven by curiosity and a sense of duty, I resolved to return to the gas station and confront the malevolent forces that dwelled there. Armed with salt, sage, and a relic rumored to possess protective properties, I prepared myself for the impending battle against the supernatural. As I approached the gas station once more, an eerie silence engulfed the surroundings, as if the world itself held its breath. The air felt heavy, laden with an otherworldly energy that prickled against my skin. Swallowing my fear, I stepped out of my car and cautiously entered the abandoned building. Moonlight filtered through the broken windows, casting eerie shadows on the dilapidated walls. The scent of decay hung in the air, mingling with the unmistakable stench of evil. I followed the trail of darkness, guided by an unseen force that seemed both malevolent and alluring. A low whisper echoed through the empty corridors, chilling me to the core. The ghostly figures I had encountered before materialized before my eyes, their ethereal forms twisting and contorting in the moonlight. They were the lost souls, trapped between realms, forever yearning for salvation. Summoning my courage, I held the relic tightly in my hand and began chanting ancient words of protection. The air crackled with energy as the spectral figures recoiled, their ghostly visages contorted in agony. The battle between light and darkness raged, the echoes of their tortured cries reverberating through the desecrated walls. As the ritual reached its climax, the gas station shook violently, as if the very earth rebelled against the evil that had plagued it for so long. The gateway to the netherworld began to collapse, closing the passage that had ensnared the lost souls for an eternity. With a final surge of energy, the gas station exploded into a blinding light, consuming the darkness and banishing the ghosts forever. I collapsed to my knees, gasping for breath, feeling the weight of the battle lift from my shoulders. As the dust settled, I emerged from the gas station, victorious but forever changed. The dark chapter had finally been closed, and the haunted gas station would be remembered as a place of nightmares and redemption. In the aftermath of the intense battle, I stood outside the gas station, staring at the smoldering ruins. The air carried a newfound stillness, devoid of the malevolence that had plagued the cursed place for far too long. The moon, now shining brightly in the night sky, cast a gentle glow upon the scene, as if offering solace and closure. With a mix of relief and sorrow, I realized that the spirits of the lost souls had finally found peace. No longer trapped in the liminal space, they were released from their torment and could now move on to the afterlife they had been denied for so long. As I turned away from the remnants of the gas station, a sense of catharsis washed over me. I had played a part in bringing an end to the darkness, finding redemption not only for the tormented spirits, but also for myself. The experience had taught me the power of courage, resilience, and the importance of confronting our deepest fears. The haunted gas station would forever serve as a reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the supernatural. It would remain a cautionary tale whispered in hushed tones, dissuading the curious from venturing into the realm of the unknown. The night was pitch black as I navigated the winding country roads, my fuel gauge perilously close to empty. Anxiety gnawed at my insides as I prayed for a sign of civilization. Just when I had nearly lost hope, the glow of fluorescent lights flickered in the distance, beckoning like a lifeline in the darkness. The sight of a gas station filled me with relief, but little did I know that my desperation would soon turn to sheer terror. As I pulled into the seemingly ordinary gas station, an eerie silence hung heavy in the air. The air conditioner hummed softly, its monotonous drone the only sound breaking the stillness of the night. I glanced around, expecting to see other weary travelers or the station attendant, but not a soul was in sight. With trepidation, I stepped out of my car and made my way to the pump. The rusty handle creaked in protest as I grabbed hold, and a cold chill ran down my spine. As I began to pump gas into my vehicle, a peculiar scent filled the air, something sickly sweet, like a mixture of decay and sulfur. Unease settled in the pit of my stomach, and I hurried to finish the task at hand. Just as I replaced the nozzle and turned to leave, a loud crash echoed from the convenience store. Startled, I peered through the grimy window, my heart pounding in my chest. What I saw inside sent a wave of horror crashing over me. Shelves toppled over, cans and boxes scattered across the floor, as if a violent storm had torn through the small shop. But there was no storm, no logical explanation for the chaos that surrounded me. It was as if an unseen force had wreaked havoc within those walls. A cold sweat broke out on my forehead as I cautiously stepped inside, my every instinct screaming at me to flee. The scent in the air grew stronger, now tinged with a metallic tang. My eyes darted around the dimly lit interior, searching for any sign of what had caused the commotion. A flickering light drew my attention to a narrow hallway leading to the restroom. The door swung back and forth on its hinges, creaking in the stillness. Fear gripped me, but curiosity compelled me to investigate the source of the disturbance. Taking a deep breath, I mustered my courage and approached the restroom. With trembling hands, I pushed the door open, revealing a scene of unimaginable horror. Blood stained the walls, the sink overflowing with crimson, and a chill permeated the air, freezing the marrow in my bones. My heart pounding, I stumbled backward, desperate to escape the grisly sight. But the gas station had transformed into a sinister trap, its entrance sealed shut with an unseen force. Panic seized me as the walls seemed to close in, the air thick with an oppressive malevolence. Whispers echoed through the corridors, carrying haunting voices that spoke of unspeakable horrors and lost souls doomed to wander the gas station forever. Shadows danced along the walls, taking on grotesque forms, and I realized with mounting dread that I was not alone. As the darkness closed in around me, my screams were swallowed by the abyss. The gas station had become a gateway to a realm of nightmares, where the lost and damned sought their eternal revenge. In that moment, I knew that my fate was sealed, joining the tormented souls condemned to haunt that wretched place for all eternity. And so, the gas station stood as a silent sentinel, a beacon of terror for those who dare to venture into the night. A place where the living and the dead merge in a twisted dance of horror and despair. A place forever etched in the annals of darkness. A gas station of nightmare and despair. A reminder of the evil that lurks within the shadows. Years passed, and the legend of the cursed gas station grew. It became a cautionary tale whispered among locals, a forbidden place that no one dared to approach after sundown. Rumors spread like wildfire, tales of the unfortunate souls who fell victim to the gas station's malevolent grip. Paranormal investigators and thrill seekers sought to uncover the truth, drawn by the allure of the macabre. Many ventured into the gas station, armed with cameras, EVP recorders, and a hunger for the supernatural. But they were met with the same fate as those who came before them, consumed by the darkness, their screams echoing through the desolate night. The gas station became a focal point of supernatural lore, drawing the attention of researchers and skeptics alike. Some dismissed it as mere legend, attributing the eerie occurrences to overactive imaginations. Others, however, delved deeper into the mysteries, striving to uncover the truth behind the haunted station. One fateful night, a team of investigators, brimming with confidence and armed with the latest ghost hunting equipment, set foot inside the forsaken gas station. Determined to expose the secrets that lay hidden within, they ventured further into the heart of darkness. As they explored the dilapidated convenience store, the air grew thick with tension. Equipment malfunctioned, capturing distorted voices and chilling EVP recordings. Shadows danced along the walls, evading the investigators' gaze, as if toying with their sanity. Suddenly, a gut-wrenching scream pierced the air, tearing through the veil of silence. Panic consumed the team as they raced to find the source of the blood-curdling cry. In a room concealed behind a hidden passage, they discovered a vortex of swirling darkness, a portal to a realm of unspeakable horrors. One by one, the investigators were consumed by the malevolent force, their bodies vanishing into the abyss. Desperation gripped the survivors as they fought against the relentless pull of the void. With every ounce of strength, they managed to escape the clutches of the gas station, their hearts heavy with grief for their fallen comrades. As the survivors stumbled out into the moonlit night, they made a solemn vow never to speak of their harrowing ordeal. They knew that the gas station's curse would forever haunt their nightmares, a reminder of the darkness that threatened to consume them all. The haunted gas station stood as a testament to the insidious power of the supernatural, a place where lost souls and malevolent entities merged in a terrifying dance. Its crumbling walls remained an eternal prison, trapping the souls of the damned and ensnaring anyone foolish enough to cross its threshold. And so, the gas station became a foreboding symbol, a chilling reminder that some mysteries are best left buried in the depths of the unknown. Its story would be whispered in hushed tones, a tale of horror and the insatiable hunger of the supernatural, a gas station condemned to forever exist in the realm of nightmares. The survivors stumbled out into the moonlit night, gasping for breath as they put distance between themselves and the haunted gas station. Their hearts raced with the weight of grief for their fallen comrades, and their minds were scarred by the horrors they had witnessed. They knew they couldn't let the gas station's curse go unchecked. Determined to prevent more innocent lives from being lost, they formed a pact to expose the malevolence that resided within its walls. They sought out paranormal experts, shared their harrowing experiences, and gathered evidence to substantiate their claims. Together, armed with knowledge and resilience, they returned to the cursed gas station, prepared for a battle against the forces of darkness. They cleansed the premises with ancient rituals, invoking the protection of higher powers. The air crackled with energy as they confronted the lingering spirits and confronted the malevolent entities that called the gas station their home. In a climactic showdown, the survivors waged war against the supernatural. The gas station trembled under the weight of their determination, walls cracking and spirits wailing in anguish. With every ounce of strength, they banished the darkness that had plagued the station for far too long. As the dust settled, a newfound peace settled upon the gas station. The air felt lighter, cleansed of the malevolence that had tainted it for years. The survivors emerged triumphant, their mission accomplished. They knew that their efforts had not only liberated the cursed gas station, but also freed the tormented souls trapped within its grasp. News of their victory spread, and the gas station's dark reputation gradually faded. The place became a symbol of resilience and triumph over evil, a reminder that even in the face of terror, humanity could prevail. People began to visit the gas station once again, no longer fearing the supernatural, but rather drawn to the storied history and the courage that had triumphed over darkness. And so, the haunted gas station transformed from a place of nightmares to one of inspiration. It became a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who stood against the forces of darkness, a beacon of hope for those who faced their own battles against the unknown. As the survivors moved on with their lives, forever changed by their encounter with the gas station, they carried the memories of their fallen comrades and the lessons learned in their hearts. The gas station's tale would be told as a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the resilience of those who refused to be consumed by the shadows. And so, the haunted gas station remained a part of their collective history, a reminder that even in the darkest corners of the world, light can prevail and courage can conquer all.